I'll get the video. Bam.
Kuhn is the fullback with the first and goal. Kuhn gets the ball. Pyle trying his way in for the touchdown. What a great second effort. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the here comes the here comes the y'all don't really want it like that. I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood. So ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful.
Wolfpack, what's going on? Week 1 is here. We are live as always, 11 a.m. for your sit-start questions, the fantasy tailgate. Welcome on in, guys. As you can see, I'm joined, as always, on Sunday mornings by my co-host, CJay. How are we doing, Big Cat?
Doing awesome. The Mac Jones era starts today.
Your enthusiasm is just radiating from you. I'm doing awesome. I love it. But how pumped are you as like a Pats fan? Mac Jones era, fantasy, red zone's back, like everything. This is the best. This is the fucking best. Was Thursday night kind to you, CJay?
Not at all. As a Zeke owner, it's terrible. Antonio Brown bent me over. Everyone did. It was just bad night overall. How about you?
It was tough. It was a really tough night. I had Mike Evans playing against AB and CeeDee Lamb. They just destroyed me. But that's why I'm going Elijah Moore in the flex, some upside there. We're going to talk about a lot of these plays. As you guys know, as we always do, we start with some Thursday Night Football takeaways. You mentioned AB. I faced AB. He looked like 10 years younger. All these like hype reports, you know how there's always buzz that doesn't come into fruition.
Especially from Bruce Arians too, who just pumps up random
punt returners. And he said, he looks 4 or 5 years younger. Yeah, okay, Bruce Arians. Well, he really did. And so did Gronk as well. I think both of those guys on my season-long big board, which will drop tomorrow and be updated throughout the season, those guys both rose significantly. Gronk,
what would you put their win total at right now? Like 14, 15 and a half, probably.
Yeah, like they're not going to lose. Tough. They're going to be insane. They might not drop a single game. Like it is tough NFC. They'll have some tough games over there, but yeah, they're going to kill it. I think 15 is very, very fair. And as we're seeing come in already, a lot of those likes, those hearts, wherever you're watching, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, those heart buttons will help us get out to more people and would be greatly appreciated if you don't mind smashing that for us. We're going to rip through the takeaways, the injuries really fast. Thankfully, in week 1, there's not a whole ton to cover. We already have 33 damn questions. I love this shit. We're back, baby. I think our record of all time was like 200 questions. So let's make sure we smash that. Somebody sent in an angry face. I don't know what that's about, but still, it's engagement.
It's probably our tardiness.
Yeah, our tardiness. I apologize for the tardiness too. That was my bad. I was trying to get my DFS lineups in because you guys know how this goes. We end up going right till kickoff, and I won't get my guys in my lineup, so I'll have to probably stop at 12:50 just to make sure we get everything in. But that's why we'll rip through these takeaways as fast as we can. AB and Gronk, bam, looking amazing. Definitely huge risers. I was fading Gronk this year, which was a mistake on mine. Thankfully, I have AB in a ton of leagues. Not my most important one, of course. As I said, he's smashing me, bending me over. But yeah, I love AB. He looks great the rest of the year. I also, Zeke, you said you have Zeke. Are you panicking, or what are your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I didn't think he actually looked that terrible. I mean, they're missing Zach Martin, obviously, but I don't know. I think I would buy low on him. I know we talked about this a lot in our Roto Street chat, but no, I think I'm okay with him. I mean, next week also sucks. They have a tough matchup against the Chargers, and then
right.
So it could be another 2 weeks or so. I think they have Eagles week 3. So I mean, if he doesn't do anything week 3, then fucked.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to probably buy low. I don't love that he is this like game plan, game script dependent, but he was in on 82% of the snaps. So it's not like he was necessarily game flow dependent. He'll be in there in passing downs. It just was a matter of the usage. And I don't think they're going to continue to do that. Clearly, I commend Kellen Moore because they recognize this defense is a great run D. They're not great against the pass, especially when they had the corner hurt. I don't think Dak's going to throw it 58 times this year every single game. They might not have a choice because that defense still sucks. That was great to see. It's going to be a fantasy factory again. Every single DFS lineup from the first 5 weeks of last year was either Dak or the quarterback facing the Cowboys were the Millie makers. So that's going to be a fantasy factory again. I love that. I mean, Brady, ageless wonder, another quick take rate. And I think one of the only other ones I want to make sure, Amari Cooper, yes, CeeDee Lamb looked great as well, but that hype kind of got a little out of control. Amari's the number 1 there still. He's kind of that Devonta Adams for Mike McCarthy. going into the top 8 of my wide receivers on the season-long big board after that one. I just don't – and Mike Evans, too. That's the last thing I wanted to cover as an owner. That sucked. I think this is going to be a tough – like as good as AB and Godwin looked, I think every week it's going to be, a tough carousel to kind of figure out. Those two have a little bit more of a consistent role, though. He might be the least valuable of all three, Mike Evans. I hope not.
And especially if Gronk starts owning the red zone, too. That's Mike Evans' area. So
that was to now have 4 very viable guys each and every week. I mean, Gronk just looked so damn good. Like he is back, top 7 tight end. So that's not going to be great for Evans or any of those guys. Just going to be kind of tricky. It's going to be great for Brady. He's going to lead the league in yards and touchdowns at age 44, which is insane. But that's all I had for takeaways. I'm just going to rip through this real fast and feel free to comment on any of it, CJ, if there's anything I get wrong. Because we already have 50 questions, so we gotta make sure we get there. But Ekeler's going to be a full go. I would have him in lineups. I have him at running back 15 on my rankings. A little bit of a concern, like if he flares up and gets pulled early in the week. But for the most part, you'd have to have a really good option to sit Austin Ekeler, in my opinion. Saquon Barkley is going to be eased in. I've seen conflicting reports on that, though. Ian Rapsheet says he's going to be eased in, but then a Giants beat writer says there's no pitch count. Ryan Dunleavy, and that he might not see the 80% of snaps he's used to, but he's going to still be going in without a predetermined limit of X touches, C snaps. He's going to be playing a full game, and he'll certainly get the money snaps. It is a tough defense, though, so I am a little bit lower on Saquon given these mixed reports. In the past, when Rapsheet has said there's going to be a workload, he said CMC is going to be eased in. He saw 28 touches, 150 yards, 2 TDs. Ekeler is going to be eased in, 25 touches, 16 targets, 130 yards. I don't know if Rapsheet's really truly on the pulse of these workloads. So if you have Saquon, you're probably playing him. I'm more worried about the Broncos defense. I don't own Saquon anywhere because he was my kind of first round fade.
No,
do you have him at all, CJ? No. So you're not worried about that. But if you have a Saquon question, let me know. I have Damian Harris, for example, ahead of him this week, but I'm significantly higher than ECR on Damian Harris as well. Odell Beckham, game time decision. It's a 4:25 game, so that's a little bit tricky. I wouldn't be waiting it out. Because one is he doesn't have that much upside anyways in this very run center. I shouldn't say that. He has a ton of upside. It's Odell Beckham. But week to week, it's so volatile given how run heavy this team is. So it's not like it's like true, Calvin Ridley type of guy that it's worth it to wait it out for. I'd rather just get somebody else in there. For example, I recommended Elijah Moore to somebody. Jay Norton texted me this morning. I'd go Elijah Moore over Beckham. There's a lot of guys I'd end up going over him. I might even toss in like a Hail Mary like Quez Watkins if you're desperate, or Donovan Peoples-Jones, given that Odell, even if he plays, say he's probably going to be on a snap count, depending on how he looks. It's just a situation I would avoid. I would not be playing.
I would say he has looked good in like the little videos that we have seen of him on Twitter. He looks like he's cutting, and I don't know. I mean, I hate the guy anyways. He sucks. I'm
go for it. I don't know. If it was a 1:00 game, we knew he was good to go, and they said he's going to play his full complement of snaps. Okay. But I don't know. I
prefer most of the rookies. Like you said, Elijah Moore. I'd probably prefer Terrace Marshall.
Right. I love that game in particular. I'm stacking that one up in DFS. This is one I'd love to hear your take on, CJ, is the Ravens running back situation. It's a mess. I mean, obviously, we saw Gus Edwards torn Achilles. That is just brutal blow to fantasy owners on the eve of the kickoff. He tears his Achilles. Just awful stuff. Hopefully, he'll have a great recovery. But so Tyson Williams, next man up. All the quotes are so far he's done nothing but impress the coaching staff. And the Athletics speculated they're going to give him every opportunity to these first couple of weeks to solidify his hold on the starting job. And I think he might do just that. I mean, the guys he's competing with are all old and washed up, and they were available for a reason, right? Like, Latavius Murray's getting all this hype and a great fit quote comes out, but he looked like shit all preseason. There's a reason that Tony Jones Jr., whoever that guy is, kept a roster spot ahead of him. And I know there was a pay dispute and all that, but still, if Murray actually looked like the Murray that was rumbling 2 years ago, they wouldn't have cut him. He was a monster just a few seasons ago. So I'm not expecting Murray to be much. Bell is still, quote unquote, getting his legs under him. He looked washed the last time we saw him. As long as Tyson does well, I think he's going to continue to be the main back, and one of those other guys might carve out some value. We do know how valuable this backfield is. Top 3 in rush TDs 5 straight years, number 1 in yards per carry for all 5 of those, top 10 rush attempts and rush yards in all 9 of Greg Roman's seasons, calling plays. Like, it is a runner's dream. It's a paradise for running backs, but still, it's going to be tricky. I think it's going to be Tyson. What's your kind of take on that? I know I gave a lot there, CJ, but what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm right in line with you. Tyson's definitely the week 1 guy. The only thing that is confusing though is that if he has looked so good and they have so much confidence in him, why do they keep bringing in veteran after veteran after veteran?
It's very true.
They kind of replicate his style. Like he's kind of like a physical guy. He's not like a huge pass catcher. I feel like you'd bring in like some pass catching back. I don't even know who at this point, but they're bringing in these players that are kind of similar to him. So that would like play a similar role. So that's why I would, I guess, target him, but I still think I am a Latavius Murray guy. He was pretty good last year, but
he wasn't bad last year. No, it's more so this preseason. He looked like a slug, and I just don't think they'd cut him if he had anything left in the tank. So it could be Lat Murray as like the Gus Edwards and Tyson in the Dobbins role. Like
honestly, it might just be Lamar rushing for 12 touchdowns.
and that's kind of the real like only firm takeaway is Lamar's just going to have to do that much more with his arm, with his legs, and should be going berserk every week this year. And it could just be a gross committee, even though it's such a valuable system. It might just be every week's a mess. But I've been throwing as many darts as I can because of how historically successful it is. We'll find out how it goes. Last few notes here. Elijah Moore season's coming upon us. I would not be hesitating to start him at all today. I'm getting him in there. In that situation, I told you guys with Mike Evans doing an awful job on Thursday Night Football kickoff and me getting my ass spanked by Antonio Brown and CeeDee Lamb. I need some upside. I'm benching Devonta Williams, who does have an upside, but I still think it's probably going to be a little bit – oftentimes we see with rookie runners a slower start. Give me the receiver with Crowder out now. Keelan Cole's a game-time decision. I don't know if you've seen anything yet with that, CJ. I don't think Schefter's done his big like actives quite yet. But that would just be even more volume. Not that it's a huge deal whether Cole plays or not, but even more secure volume. So I think Moore comes out of the gate and smashes. I think Corey Davis as well. We already seen him acting like the alpha for Zach Wilson, but that was without Moore on the field. I think both of those guys are great players.
A few hours ago, Rap Sheet said that he was a true game-time decision.
For Cole. Yeah, exactly. So nothing new quite yet. We'll keep our eyes on that one for sure. DeAndre Swift's off the injury report. No workload concerns right now. Concerns about whether or not he murdered a human, but that doesn't matter because he's going to be playing anyways at this point. So I think you get him in most lineups. 49ers are a good defense. They allowed the 7th fewest rush yards, the 5th fewest points to running backs last year. So it's not a great matchup. But Deuce Staley did say if he's rolling, he's rumbling. Like we're not going to hold him back. This guy led the league in fantasy points per touch for running backs last year. He's a very efficient, strong back and going to be playing this Alvin Kamara role in the new Saints-inspired offense. Mm-hmm. I like Swift. I'd probably have him in most lineups, but just a little concern about the defense rather than not really his health though. And last one or last 3 here, Trey Lance is off the injury report. He should be owned in 100% of leagues given the upside he has. I know you might have to wait a little bit. They have an easy schedule, so it might take a little while till those keys get turned over, but still he's going to be I've compared him to potentially the next Pat Mahomes in fantasy. He's got the cannon arm. He's got the great play caller. He's got awesome weapons all around him. That's what led Mahomes right when he stepped on the field to be a just complete juggernaut. I see the same situation with Trey Lance. Just good to know that finger thing was never that serious. He's going to get sprinkled and you can't use him quite yet, but ultimately he's going to get those keys turned over, and I think it's going to be a little bit sooner than a lot of people think. Traequan Smith, Curtis Samuel are on the IR. You can toss them in your IR spots, probably Samuel more upside, but just make sure you don't have those guys in any lineups. Double check that. And key D injuries, we got Xavier Rhodes is out for the Colts. Could have some Russ cooking action early and often. Let's hope this new Shane Waldron attack looks great. You got Anthony Barr out for the Vikings. That's a big linebacker presence in the middle of the field. So Joe Mixon a little bit more upside today. That run D was not great last year, and Barr was out for most of the season. That was a big part of it. They're going to be better, this Vikings defense, but not I think Mixon could still have a day. Marshawn Lattimore is also added, and this is they have no corners right now, the Saints. If he's out, they're down to their 4th and 5th stringers at this point against Packers. Devonta Adams, oh my good Lord, he could have himself a day, as could Aaron Rodgers. I sure need it. I have that stack in that bad situation I was telling you guys about. So I'm praying that that Lattimore, not that he's been anything that special, but he's certainly an NFL quality corner. It would be amazing if he's out for those two. And last but not least, the Bills, the Bills star, Luti Luli, however you say the name. I just know he's a monster in the middle, big run stuffing presence. He's not going to be there. So Najee Harris, that certainly helps his outlook.
Yeah, Najee's props are nice too. He's at
58 and a half? Yeah. It's beautiful. We'll pull up your props at the end of the show for people. I think there wasn't a single one I didn't agree with, though. I loved all of them. Darnell Mooney is expected to play tonight, but against the Rams, you probably don't need him. And then Sanders is also expected to play, but similarly, a fringe receiver in a tough matchup, we don't need to get into there. All righty, guys. That's all the news I have. 73 questions already. We're going to make sure to get to all of them. Let's go for the record here. Over 200 potential questions is the record. Let's get that one. You can help us out by giving that thumbs up to help us get out to more people and crush this show. Let's get it, CJ.
All right, Martin Broadhurst. Sup, Wolf, full PPR. Should I start Ayuk or Deante Johnson? I feel like the Steelers will throw more and the 49ers will lean more on the run after taking a big lead.
Great question. I have Johnson, similar to your thought process here. I think Johnson's the safer bet. In games he played the full game, he didn't see under 10 targets last year. He averaged 18.5 fantasy points. He had a couple weeks where he just got hurt in the first quarter and killed you. But you can't bet your lineup on that. I think the guy is a stud. And as you say, I think that game's going to require a lot of points. There's so many fun week one matchups. That's definitely one of them. Steelers, Bills. I cannot wait for that game. So I'm with you. I go Deante Johnson there.
Frazier McDonald, boys, we are back. Should I flex Mike Davis, Callaway, or Higgins? Standard league.
I would probably go with, especially in the standard league. I love Higgins this week. He's got a lot of touchdown upside. Vikings gave up the 7th most points to receivers last year. I think they do that again. I love Callaway, but I'm a little bit worried about Jair Alexander. And Mike Davis, it comes down to Davis versus Higgins. And in standard leagues, running backs typically get the nod. I'm just that much higher on Higgins that I think I'm going to go him. What are your thoughts on that one, CJ?
This is one of those where if you just need the 10 to 12 points, you go Mike Davis. But I'd roll with Higgins with you. Although I do like Mike Davis a lot too. I'll go Higgins.
Yeah, I think we're both in on Higgins there for you, Frazier, over from, if I'm not mistaken, Scotland. So appreciate you tuning in live and early with us here.
Charlie Manolakis. What a glorious Sunday. PPR, Swift or Henderson as RB2. Nervous about the San Francisco matchup.
I go Swift still, though, because I would be nervous one about Chicago, not a bad run D in their own right. And also, how's that backfield going to look and work? The Rams always have a great system, top 10 and touchdowns in all the years of McVay being there, but I think those are going to go to Michelle. I'm worried about Henderson. I'm not big on Henderson. I know the matchup's tough for San Fran, but I'm going to go Swift here, especially full PPR since he catches the rock so much. You agree with that one, Siege?
Yeah, I'm not a big Swift guy, but I'm with you there.
Awesome. And you guys should let us know where are you guys tuning in from? I love to hear the different, Pat from the Rockies, Frazier from Scotland, like wherever you guys are at, Tomas from Panama. Tell us where you're at. We want to see where the Wolfpack is, even though 50% of these are probably going to be from Beverly, Massachusetts. It's still awesome to know where everybody is.
Ilias might be from Athens or something.
Yes,
Ilias,
Greek. I love it.
Giftopoulos. Good morning. Should I start Hurts or Herbert this week?
I'm going Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts at Atlanta. Such an easy matchup. Yeah, Herbert's amazing, but Washington looks like one of the better defenses of the league this year. I think that game it does have shootout potential if the Fitz magic is cooking, but give me the Konami code Hurts QB3 over his 3 starts last year, and you couldn't ask. Literally the easiest matchup for QBs is Atlanta, and they did nothing to really improve that defense. So give me Hurts all day. I love that one. That's tough for him, though, CJ. Do you think I'm nuts for that?
Yeah, I love Herbert, but yeah, Hurts. I feel like that over under is weirdly kind of low too. It's
isn't it 48.5 for that?
Yeah, 40. Yeah, around that 47, 48.
I think they're gonna smash that.
Yeah.
The best over under, in my opinion, this week is the Jets Panthers. It's 44, and both of those defenses are nothing special. I think both of those offenses are gonna surprise people as long as Darnold has anything in the tank.
Sam Darnold revenge week.
But yeah, revenge week game. I think Wilson's going to be the real deal. I love that game to smash points. A lot of cheap DFS plays coming from there too. But I go Hurts, as does CJ. We've been in lockstep so far. Let's see if we get any debates on any of these.
Alan Villanueva lost Dobbins and Edwards. I'm right with you. Hey Wolf, Burkhead or Booker or Justin Jackson?
I'm thinking week this is one of those week 11 questions when it's been a complete battleground you expect, but week 1, Alan, what the fuck, man, this is horrible. I'll go Booker of all these guys just because if it is a pitch count for Barkley, he'll get a little run, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel great about any of those because Barkley's back, and there's this conflicting reports on his workload. Maybe not Booker. I don't know. Burkhead is.
I was gonna say that for Justin Jackson. I mean, Ekeler didn't play practice much this week, so I guess maybe Jackson could get 10 touches. Who knows?
Yeah, and they did say he was the clear number 2 throughout camp behind Ekeler, so he'll be the big back. He'll have a shot to plunge in. I actually like that call. I think I'm going to go Justin Jackson as well. I just hope he plods his ass into the end zone. But man, Alan, that is a tough look for week 1, brother. Sorry to make fun of your team, but come on. What's your depth?
The India, if Emmanuel Sanders doesn't play, Gabriel Davis, KJ Hamler, or Monroe St. Brown.
I would probably go Davis. I mean, I already like Davis the most of this list, but especially if Sanders doesn't play, that's even more workload coming his way, India. So I'd go Gabriel Davis there, especially if Sanders does not play.
I thought Sanders was fine, but
he's expected to play, yeah. And I think you roll him over these other guys. I'm not a big Amon St. Brown fan myself. I know he got a lot of hype, but he wasn't playing in 2 receiver sets over the preseason. They're saying Quinton Cephas outplayed him throughout camp. Like, I don't know. I avoid him. Hamler does have that like blow up upside, but if Sanders doesn't play, I would love Davis in that spot.
I mean, outside of Hawkinson, I would don't want anything to do with that team.
No, Swift is okay, but yeah.
Fatty Mateo, new season boys.
I don't know. Is that Fat Boy? Who's Fatty Mateo? But great to see you. Welcome back.
Need RB2 and a flex. So pick 2 of these. Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt, Ayuk.
I would go Davis for the RB2, and I think I'm going to go Ayuk. I know this game script for Hunt could be juicy, but I'm a big Ayuk fan. I think Detroit's going to just get bombed today. I think the 49ers will put up like 35, 40 points on them. Easy, working for your survivor pools as well if you're doing those type of leagues. I need to get in yours, CJ. I don't know if it's too late for me at this point. I want to get in that one if not.
Yeah, I'll send you an email right after. Giuseppe Wolf, let's go.
Got an OG. Great to see you.
Dave Campanelli, standard wide receiver, pick 1. Keenan, Allen Robinson, Marquez Callaway, and LaVisca.
It's got to be Keenan Allen. Allen, man, this is tough. Like, how are you have Allen Robinson and Keenan Allen, and one of them's on your bench? Like, you must have some stacked receivers here, Campanelli. But it comes down to the 2 studs. Give me Keenan Allen this week when he's not facing off with Ramsey. I like that one a lot.
Ben Thompson, I don't know if I'm more pumped for football or to see CJ's bald head.
I love it.
Mike Williams, Terrace Marshall, or McCole Hartman, full PPR.
I know. It is a beautiful bald head. You can see that. Nothing like the shine on a Sunday morning. There it is, baby. The crystal ball. You got to rub it for some good insight there. I'm going to go, I think, Terrace Marshall. Hardman's intriguing, but I think Marshall's going to score today. I have a really good feeling about that. Mike Williams, it's tricky to bench too. I don't know. I'm leaning Marshall here, but what do you think, CJ, on this one?
I feel like we got to go Mike Williams after we punked him up a little bit. It's either with his Mike Thomas role. I'm feeling Mike Williams this week. All
righty, Mike Williams for CJ, Terrace Marshall for me. Let's see who you go, Ben. Let us know what you're leaning. It means Hardman's probably gonna have a 70-yard touchdown and light up the league here.
Heyo from AZ fan.
Scott Brooks.
Oh, really? Oh yeah.
He always comes in with the hey. Great to see you, Scotty Brooks. Awesome. He might be like the first fan of all time. I love to see the OG still here.
Oh, and Jeremiah Moore. Started Damian Harris in the flex or Swift.
The man himself, the carrying all the chairs at church today. I hope you killed it, Jeremiah. I'm gonna go Harris over Swift today. I love Harris. It's more about loving Harris and less about not liking Swift. But I am a big Damian Harris fan, so I'm going to go there.
Brandon Frederick, start AJ Dillon or Sony?
Oh, I'd probably go with Sony there. That's tricky. I'm very intrigued by AJ Dillon. Those are 2 of my favorite, beyond round 8. Those are probably the 2 best running backs you could get that late because they have so much upside as bench plays. But in terms of actual startability, Dillon might become the goal line back. He might pound one in against New Orleans, but that was the toughest run D last year. Give me Michelle. Let's see what he does. I think he's going to end up being the back to own there in LA.
Zach Moss is inactive, by the way.
Weird, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Is it a healthy scratch or is it like
I'm not sure. I just saw one of those sleeper alerts.
Oh, wow.
There's no information about it, but
I'll be I'm going to have to keep my rankings thing open as we go through the show just because, again, last year finished almost in the top 10 of the accuracy competition, was there for 80% of the season and kind of stumbled at the end. But I want to win that motherfucker, so let's do it. I'll keep this open. That's going to give a big bump to Singletary. So those of you that own Singletary, Zach Moss being out, like it's a big bump, but it's also their last preseason game. In the first 18 plays with Josh Allen at the quarterback, they threw it 17 times. So it's not like Singletary becomes a smash. You must start him. But let's see here. I'll do the rankings adjustment really quickly.
Rap sheet saying he's not injured, so it's a healthy scratch.
That is interesting. Wow, I would not expect that. So I'm going to X out of Zach Moss here, who I had at like running back 50, wouldn't have been touching him anyways. And I'm going to bump Singletary just above James Conner, Tevin Coleman, above Kareem Hunt. Javonte Williams versus, that's kind of where I'm starting to draw the line, is Williams versus Singletary. But whenever Singletary gets to work, like he doesn't look bad. This is a tricky one. Trey Sermon versus Singletary. I don't know. What do you think of those kind of guys, CJ? Like Javonte, Trey, and then Singletary. Like, I don't know.
I think I would go Singletary over Trey. Mostert's going to explode this week.
I think they're going to pound it late with Trey, though, after just beating this team into submission. I'm going to put him right here, Singletary, at 29. I didn't have Ronald Jones. I hate Ronald Jones. I had him at 30. That must have been a mistake on my end. I was so low on him all year. But we'll put Singletary right there at running back 29 alongside Javonte and Trey Sermon is kind of where I'm leaning here. So yeah, I'll do that.
I kind of want to take Kyler out of one of my lineups and put Josh Allen in 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he really could. I might look at that for sure if I'm you. All right, let me find our spot. Where were we? We were at David Campanile. So Brandon mentioned full PPR. That's Dylan 20 Michelle. Yeah. That doesn't really matter for either of those guys, though.
I think he already asked that one, too.
Keenan. Yeah, Keenan Allen.
Cool Whip 27 dropped Gronk for Tony Jones Jr.
Oh, no. Tough move.
You starting Gerald Everett or Austin Hooper at tight end?
Or going Croft. I kind of like going Croft, but I Croft versus Everett. I mean, my dice roll of the week at the tight end is Croft. I think he's going to score 2 touchdowns potentially. So I think I roll those dice on Croft, but Everett would be my play if you're limiting it down to Hooper and him. But if only you had Gronk in that lineup, K Cool Whip, that would have been a whole lot nicer than these. Hopefully you can go get him back as well.
Campanelli, standard running back pick one, Swift, Michelle, or Tony Jones. He's adding that.
Got to go Swift there. The other guys are just such big question marks, so give me Swift.
Giuseppe Russo, Noah Fant or Logan Thomas full PPR?
Give me Logan T. Love Logan. He was so steady last year, and I think he's only going to be better with the beard.
Tim Gray, talk me out of starting Melvin Gordon over Swift, half PPR.
Why put Melvin Gordon in the lineup ever? Like, why do I have to talk you out of that, Tim? That's terrible. Gordon's going to start, and it is the Giants. They should be pounding this team. And Gordon is a good player. Like, I wish he was on another team. I wish the Ravens would make a call and get him out of Denver, and he would be a monster in that Ravens offense. But I would go Swift. Just especially in half PPR, you're getting those receptions point. They said there's no workload concerns. I'm feeling good about Swift this week. So yeah, go Swift over Gordon. You have to do that, Tim Gray. Just a reminder again, folks, now about 30 minutes in, if you haven't already hit that like button, it does help us get out to more people. Would be greatly appreciated.
Justin Vetter, he lost the Gus bus. Javonte or Sermon full PPR?
I think today I would go Sermon. I think there's a better chance he gets some good burn with that team just burying the Lions. Give me Sermon. Easier matchup and just a good game script for him just to get a ton of late work.
Blazers loving the 5 o'clock shadow.
Me too. I think the beard's a great addition for CJ.
David Campanelli, full PPR, pick one, Robert Woods, LaVisca, or Tyrese Marshall. Oh,
it's got to be Woods. Like, that's your stud. I do love Chenault today, and obviously I do like Marshall a lot too, but Woods he's in my top 12 this week. Like, it's Woods. He's a beast. One of my favorite plays. I can't wait to see Sunday Night Football and see how this offense looks with Stafford at the helm. I think it's going to be just an electric factory. Give me Woods all day.
Diego Wolf. Flex Gaskin or Callaway?
I'm going to go Gaskin. I am worried about – I love Callaway this year. He's one of my favorite sleepers, but Jair Alexander was as good of a shutdown corner as we've ever seen last year. He was killing teams. So, yeah, I'm going to go Gaskin there over Callaway. What do you think about that?
We have another big inactive. Trey Sermon's inactive.
Oh, well, why? What? Holy shit. Okay, so we'll go back to this one. Lost Gus, Devonta, or Sermon. That's a lot easier. So Trey Sermon is inactive. Let me get him out of the rankings. Mostert,
I'm now starting Tevin Coleman week 1. Great year.
Oh, man. I'm going to put Mostert now up into my top 10 running backs, just below Aaron Jones. Goes Raheem Mostert. Maybe even above Aaron Jones. Like, holy crap, all the work coming. So who's active for them? Because somebody could end up becoming like whoever's going to take the mop-up duty now.
Let me
Is
see.
it like Elijah Mitchell? Is it? They don't have Gallman anymore. That's nutty. Yeah,
Wayne Gallman's also inactive, so it's only Mike Davis at running back.
There is some crazy inactives today. So yeah, Mike Davis, for everyone that was asking about him, the only back other than Patterson at RB2. So you can be confident in that full workload. But no Sermon, huge impact on Mostert, who on like DFS, he's 5,900. So is Gibson. So a lot of people are going to be going to Gibson. At this point, though, I prefer Mostert. You'll probably be a little bit low owned at that price. He's going to go bananas today. And I kind of want to know who their backup is because he'll make whoever was asking that like Booker versus Allen Villanueva, try to figure out who this situation is because their number 2 running back is going to have value. They're not going to ride Mostert into the ground once they're up by 30 today.
I think it would be Elijah Mitchell.
And he's an interesting rookie.
He's next on their depth chart. Their depth chart right now is Mostert, Sermon, Mitchell, and JaMychal Hasty. So
all right, it could be JaMychal as well. We've seen him have some decent days. I'm going to toss Mitchell into my rankings real quick. I'll let you guys know where he lands here. So a couple big inactives, though, surprise inactives in terms of Zach Moss, in terms of obviously now Trey Sermon. That's a wild one. I did not – did it say if it was injury related or like –
Nope, another healthy inactive.
I wonder if he like showed up late to like the bus or some shit. Like I don't know why – we need to figure out more of this for sure.
Keelan Cole is also inactive, so that gives you Elijah Moore.
I love that. A little more juice for Moore. Already liked it a lot. That's one of my favorite DFS stacks. So Zach Wilson's only 5K. Moore's only 3K. Croft's 2,500. A lot of money's going to be won on that stack right there. And Corey Davis is only 4,900. He's also a great play. So Mitchell, I'm going to put Elijah Mitchell. Unless we hear otherwise, like it could be JaMychal Hasty, but I'm going to put Mitchell right around running back 48. So again, you probably don't need that unless you're Allen Villanueva, who's starting. I don't even remember some of those crap names. The other one I would toss out for you, Alan, is if Boston Scott's available, facing Atlanta, clear cut pass catching back there. I don't hate him at all today. So crazy news. Going all over the place here. So let's get back. I think this is where we left off. Edmonds over Ekeler due to hamstring, I think is where we left off, right? With Scotty Brooks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that either. I would go Ekeler. They're saying it's got full go. They was just really precautionary. They were taking it, very simple. They've been really cautious with all their players throughout this preseason. They're going to unleash Ekeler today. I think he's going to be fine. I'd stick to Ekeler there.
Do you want a list of just some notable inactives, I guess?
Is there more than we haven't? We'll hit some questions and then we'll hit that let's call it at the top of the hour. So what time is it now? 11:40 in 20 minutes. We'll be like the Sports Hub. We'll give you an update there at the 20-minute mark. We'll update you just in case any more new crazy ones happen. Alrighty, let's do this.
Nato11, what's up, Wolf? Full PPR, Corey Davis or A-Rob? Thinking about sitting A-Rob this week.
And then never again, he added there afterwards. I would probably still go A-Rob, but I get it. After seeing Mike Evans just lay a complete egg, it is nerve-wracking. And now with all these inactives, I could totally see that for Corey Davis. Trust your gut. I think you got to do that, especially if your gut's saying it. I'd have a hard time benching A-Rob, but I get it, and I endorse it. You're not crazy by any means.
Brian Fitzpatrick, welcome back. Missed you guys. PPR flex, Judy, Josh Jacobs, or Devonta?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's not going to be Jacobs for me. Devonta versus Judy. I'll probably go Judy there. It's not like the Giants, I don't know if they'll shadow him with Bradbury. Probably not, though. I think he'd probably be closer to shadowing Sutton. So I'm going to go Judy there, but I do love Devonta against that awful, awful secondary. I have Judy 29 and Devonta 31, so it's very close. But I'm going to go Judy there, Brian, myself. What do you think of that one, CJ? Would you go Judy over?
I do love Devonta this week, especially his props, but I'm going Judy this week.
I like it.
Nathan Vahi, hey man, hope all is well. 2 questions: Baker or Herbert, and then flex Hollywood, Tyson Williams or Marvin Jones.
I would go Herbert over Mayfield. I get the narrative Mayfield's going to have to sling, but Herbert just is going to sling. He always does. So give me Herbert, and then I would probably play Marvin Jones today against that atrocious Houston team. Tyson's close for me, but I don't know if this is PPR or what the scoring is. If it's standard league, I'd like Tyson. I'd go with the running back here. But if there's any PPR types of points or half, I'll go Marvin Jones there. Houston's got the worst. They just traded Bradley Roby, and they already had one of the worst corners units in the league. So, yeah, Marvin Jones should have a field day.
Mike Clay, let's go.
Let's effing go, baby.
And then Austin Forster, CJ looking swole.
You've been feasting it?
No, I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Yeah. I was going to say, when was the last time you were told you looked swole, CJ?
It might be the small T-shirt.
I see the traps. They're kind of coming through there. I don't know. You've been doing some shoulder shrugs before we got on air. Just kind of get yourself a little pump on.
Quick little workout.
Yeah.
Eric Underwood, you guys are the best. Gaskin, Hunt, or Melvin Gordon from my RB2. Full PPR.
I like Gaskin there. They were hyping him up recently as the lead back, the 3-down back. I know the preseason was awful in terms of mixing things up. We got Malcolm Brown even started a game, but they've really endorsed him. And anytime he's gotten work, Gaskin's looked good. It is a tough matchup versus the Pats, but Hunt makes me nervous. And Gordon, I don't know. Gordon's one of those gross plays that ends up like always working out. So I hate like how much I'm down on him. But I think it's going to be the Javonte show sooner than later. And maybe that's tainting me to some early season upside for Gordon, but I can't see putting him in a lineup when you have a guy like Gaskin. So I'll go Gaskin there, Eric.
Giuseppe Russo, should I start Monty or go with Claypool or Chark? I feel like Monty is the easy play here. Yeah,
I would go Monty there. It's your horse. And I know the Rams are a scary defense, but that's definitely – and Claypool's a little intriguing, but I'd go Monty for that nice steady 15 to 20 touches coming tonight.
Jordan Teets, hungover as fuck.
You're in good company, Jordan. You're not alone. I had quite the day. Started drinking at like 10 yesterday. It was got sloppy.
It could have been the last nice Saturday of the year.
Exactly. Beautiful.
Aaron Van Deventer, the fullback.
Van Deventer, the fullback. Welcome back. The cowboy collar up the middle.
Judy or Chenault, full PPR.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go Judy at 20. I have Judy 29, Visca 33. So it's close, but I'm going to go Judy there.
Joel Abutin, Corey Davis or Jacoby Myers?
I love Myers today, but I think Corey Davis with all the people out and not a bad matchup. I'm going to go Corey there.
Mike Clay, fire guide. Looking forward to next year. Is coming out a little bit earlier.
Ooh, I sure will. It's going to be in August next year for sure. I'll have it up like first week of August next year, and we'll just keep updating it. I don't know if I did see that. Did you send to the Roto Street Journal one or mine, Mike? But either way, thank you so much supporting the show, supporting the site. Like, it was our first time monetizing anything, and your guys' support was overwhelming. Almost 100 guides sold in just like under a week. And a lot of people had already drafted. They just wanted to support the site. Like, it was awesome. It really, it was just such a affirming, we love our pack, and you guys came out for us. So thank you guys.
Daniel Holland, Hurts or Tannehill?
I'm going to go I was going to say I love Tannehill today, but Hurts is my play of the week. Against Tannehill's certainly safer than Hurts, Howland. If you're like a heavy favorite, I could see going him. That matchup's going to be great. That's another one of those ones that's going to score 60 plus combined points, I think. But Hurts against Atlanta, I love it. Like I can't get away from it. So I'm going to go Hurts there. Do you think I'm nuts, CJ? Would you go Tannehill?
Yeah, I think I'd go Tannehill here. I mean, I do. I obviously like Hurts this week, but I'm rolling with Tannehill.
PPR league, Swift and Montgomery.
CR Mets, Swift or Montgomery.
PPR does make this closer. And Monty's in a tough matchup, but he also was the complete and utter workhorse with Cohen out. I think we're going to see that again. I am a little wary of what's his name, Nagy taking over the play calling again, because he's always been an asshole with his lead backs. So that does make me a little bit skeptical, but it's not like Swift's in this amazing smash spot against the 49ers, another tough defense too. I think I'm leaning Montgomery there. What are your thoughts, CJ?
Yeah, I'm on Montgomery this week. And especially Cohen's still out for a while. It's just him and Damian Williams. So
Yeah. Give me Monty this week.
Ty Halpern, Damian Harris or Josh Jacobs full PPR?
I'm going to go with Harris for sure. I'm big into Harris this week. I think he's running for 2 touchdowns. So give me Harris.
Giuseppe, Debo, Jacoby, or Beasley half PPR?
I like Debo the most. Detroit, but that's going to be a tough one because they're going to score so many points. Like, I don't know if they take the ball, the air out of the ball early, but Debo's going to probably be a big reason they put up some points. So I go Debo. Jacoby, I have only 2 spots below him though. So it's very close for me. I go Debo over Jacoby. What are your thoughts, CJ?
Yeah, I feel like with IU kind of banged up over the last few weeks, Debo could explode today. I like Debo a lot.
Yeah, I'm into that too. I love it, guys. And just a reminder, we're up to 36 likes, hearts, angry faces, whatever. I think our record on those is up over 50. So come on, guys. Week 1, give us some love if you haven't already. Let's continue to boost those out so we can get out to more people. It would mean the world.
Nathan Vahi for his other team, Flex, Landry, Marvin Jones, or Marquez Callaway.
I'm going to go, I think, Marvin Jones there over the other guys. Again, I love Callaway most weeks. I am nervous about Jair Alexander. What are your thoughts on Callaway? It's going to be one of the more intriguing stories for sure this week.
Yeah, I think Jair Alexander is just going to take him away, though. Right. not a great first week.
And they don't have anybody else to really throw to either. So it's like, you could put 2 people on. You could put Jair and somebody else over the top just in case. Yeah. Obviously, Kamara is going to be a smash play, but I think Jair is going to take out.
I don't know though. I'm not trusting Urban this week. I kind of want to see how that offense looks. They're probably going to be pretty run heavy early on.
Oh, with the Jags, yeah. So,
yeah, with Marvin Jones.
Yeah, but Landry's just so like full PPR is better, but I think they're going to be run heavy. But I think Marvin Jones could go off still.
Giuseppe, drop gauge for Tony Jones, not a Kamara owner.
These type of questions always need. Oh, we got to care. We got the heart, the hugging. I like it. I'm not a huge gauge guy, so like I could see that. But if you need, he's going to be like steady, wide receiver 4 type of guy, nice safe production. So I probably wouldn't do that unless you're just stacked at wide receiver and that you're never going to put Gage in there. Like Tony Jones does have insane upside for Kamara owners, but. Yeah, I'm gonna probably go Gage there unless it's like your receivers are really, really good.
Anthony DiLorenzo.
What up to DiLorenzo? Great to see you.
TS, pick 2 PPR. Swift, Hunt, Juju, Callaway.
I'll go Swift and Juju. I like Juju to kind of catch 6 to 8 balls, as he always does out of the slot there, and then Swift, I think, is a nice steady like 15 to 18 touches today. So I'll go with those guys.
Angel, you're Lobo de Milo.
Oh, yeah. Lobo's Wolf in Spanish. Dimelo. I think you talked to me. If I'm not mistaken, if my basic Spanish has any type of justification. So, dime te. I talk to you. Let's talk, Angel. And hello.
PPR league. Should I start Higgins or Tyson Williams in the flex?
Give me Higgins. I love Higgins, especially in the PPR, but anyways, in any format, I would go Higgins. I think he's going to smash this week.
JJ Novitz is here.
Great to see you, JJ.
David Glass. Hey, standard. Start Galladay or Sutton?
I would go Sutton for sure. I'm not into Galladay. He's banged up coming into the year. He's classic, like first quarter pulls up with the hamstring and is out. And plus, it's a tough – I think the Broncos defense is one of the best plays of the week and just in general, one of the better defenses in the league. So I'm going to bench Galladay and go Sutton there.
Sean Miller, Daniel Jones, Tua, Teddy, 2 gloves for my QB2.
That's pretty gross, Sean. That is, I'd go Tua, but I don't love the matchup. I have Tua at like QB 25, but the other 2 have like 28 and 29. So you're getting real ugly there, Sean. But
with Gilmore out, he could do something.
He could.
Cam, Tyson or Saquon for today? Only half PPR.
Oh man, I'd probably still go Saquon. Like Tyson is an unknown. He could have a nice day, but it's Saquon, and I get the matchup's tough. I get there's workload concerns, but fuck it, like it's Saquon. You're not benching him for fucking chicken nuggets. Like, come on, let's go.
David Glass, what's the best site for prop bets? It depends where you live, but DraftKings probably is the best odds in my opinion.
That's where we make our CJ makes his like list of props off of there because that's the most commonly used one. So yeah, DK is always a good one for sure.
Pat Sullivan, half PPR, Swift or Tyson Williams at running back. Thanks for your advice.
Holy crap, we still have so many questions. I love this. I would probably go Tyson over Swift. I think half point. That's tough, though. I don't know. What do you think, CJ? Tyson versus Swift?
I'm so off Swift this week. I'm going Tyson.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I feel a little bit better about Swift, but it is a tough matchup. Yeah, I'll go Tyson there. I have Tyson 22, Swift 24 in my rankings, so I agree with that as well.
Noah Pringle, who tried to start at flex, full PPR, Debo Samuel, Gaskin, Damian Harris, and Cortland Sutton. And he also has Elijah Moore.
I do love Elijah Moore. But I've said a million times, I'm so in on Harris. I know PPR, like, that's not really his format. He can catch the ball, but that's going to be White. Even still, I think Harris is rumbling for 2 TDs today. So give me Damian.
Yeah. Fly ride, tight end, Jared Cook or Gerald Everett?
I'm going to go Jared Cook. I'm a big fan of Cook. I think he's going to be a touchdown magnet over there for Justin Herbert.
Noah Pringle, another flex dilemma, half PPR. Mike Williams, James Conner, Tyler Boyd.
I like Tyler Boyd.
Mike Williams. I think we'll Mike Williams.
I'm going to go Boyd. I have owner bias, so I'll admit that from the front. But Vikings do not have a scary secondary. They've beefed up front, but I still think that secondary can be beat. So I like Boyd. I think he's going to catch like 7 to 8 balls today. Connor, I do think has some touchdown upside as well, but I like Boyd there.
India, flex half PPR, Darrell Henderson, Brandon Cooks, or Hollywood Brown.
I like Brandon Cooks there. They're going to suck, and they're facing the Jags, who also suck. So it could be just a gross game, but who else do they have to throw to? They truly have nobody to throw to there. So I'm going to go Brandon Cooks there. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I guess.
It's not great.
That game is gross. Let's Darrell Henderson. Why not?
Yeah. So CJ goes Henderson. I'm going Brandon Cooks to India. Let us know where you're leaning.
Cody Hoxie, Damian Harris, or Devonta Smith?
I like Damian there. I'm super high on him. I really hope he pans out because I've been saying this one all week. But I really like Harris. I think he's going to roll. I think the Pats are just going to roll today too. What do you think of the Pats? You think they're going to steamroll the Dolphins?
I don't know if they'll steamroll them, but I like them today. Probably by like a field goal or so.
No, I think they're gonna smash them. I think that the Dolphins are one of the more overrated teams. I think the Pats are a little underrated right now. Optimistic fan, but still, I'm loving the Pats today.
Arsenal games, Gerald Everett or Jared Cook?
Oh, we already answered that one. I want Cook, and I like Cook there.
Blazo, Cooks, Chark, Pittman, half PPR for the flex. I like Pittman a lot today.
I like Pittman a lot too, especially the Seattle secondary, not good. Cooks versus Pittman, that's tricky. But no T.Y. Hilton for at least the first few weeks. I don't know. Cooks versus Pittman's tough. And then, of course, Chark always has that, like, long ball touchdown upside. So I have these guys all pretty neck and neck. Blazo, I think I'm going to go Pittman. I don't know. This is a really tough one. I like Cooks. I really do. Like, the other ones have a little bit of question marks. To me, Cooks has no one he's competing with. He's just the bad QB play is what's could kill him. But I'm gonna go Pittman, I think. I don't know. I'll say Brandon Cooks. So CJ goes Pittman. I'll say Brandon Cooks. I think Cooks is a decent play today.
Lightning KO, 14-team PPR with bonuses. Started Zeke, but bench JB. Starting Terry and Ayuk.
Tough move right there.
Do you like Corey Davis or Callaway for the flex? Also, Michael Carter is my RB3. Who should I target with Zeke and Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Ooh, Carter as the RB3 is sketchy because who knows who that backfield's going to be at the end of everything. I like Corey Davis over Callaway for the flex, especially with all these people out. I'd go Corey Davis, but damn, I wish you caught us lightning KO on Thursday because we were all aboard the AB hype train, and I would have certainly recommended it above. I have him higher than Ayuk in my rankings, and I have him higher than Corey. So I wish you had that big game in there, but you still got plenty of juice here to keep digging you out of that hole.
Sean Miller, Claypool, or Hardman, full PPR?
I'm going to go
I think I like Claypool.
Yeah, I like Claypool.
McCall Hardman is just so unpredictable.
They're both boom or bust, so let's go with the guy that we've seen boom more often as a rookie. I think Claypool could really surprise this year and be a monster.
Yeah. The Slurry 11 need one PPR flex. Mike Williams, Rager, Tevin Coleman, or Paris Campbell.
I'm gonna go Mike Williams there. I know you've liked him a lot, so I'm guessing you're going him there too, CJ.
Yeah. I mean, I am starting Tevin Coleman in the league now with everyone dead, so who knows?
Yeah, he could end up doing some damage, but I like Mike Williams there. He's that Mike Thomas X role. We've hyped him up this year. I think he's going to have a good start to his year.
Hey, Trey Sermon's in the chat.
Yeah. Why are you inactive, sir?
Good morning, fellas. Flex out full PPR. Henderson, Woods is my receiver too. Juju, Gaskin, or Judy.
I like Judy, I think, here. It comes down to Judy or Gaskin for me. I got to go Judy. I don't know about you, CJ. What do you think?
Full PPR, yeah, I'd probably go Judy here, and Gaskin close second.
I think Judy's going to show us why he's so hyped up, right from the get-go, and just have himself a nice 8-catch, 90-yard TD day type of thing right from the start.
The end. The guy who dropped Jamar Chase in my league dropped Trey Sermon from Mark Ingram. How much FAB should I spend on Trey Sermon?
I would spend a lot, but I do want to hear what the hell? Why is he inactive? What happened? Has there any news yet on that, CJ?
Tunes texted me and said that it was a coach's decision. So who knows?
That is sketchy. So before I tell you to blow your load on Sermon, I do think you should spend a good amount because I think the upside's real, but I also want to know what's happening there. Why is he inactive? I do want to know also who's going to be the clear number 2 there. 2 kind of notes that we were not expecting. Again, so those we're at the top of the hour, CJ. Do you want to kind of hit us with the inactives, some of the new ones?
Yeah, so I'm
going to fill my water real quick.
So we talked about Zach Moss. He's a surprise inactive today, a healthy inactive actually against Pittsburgh. And then Trey Sermon's also a surprise inactive. Some other ones that don't really move the needle that much, but they still do have somewhat of an impact. Josh Reynolds is inactive. Anthony Miller's inactive. Keelan Cole's inactive. Then Zach Moss, Sermon, LaMichael Pirine in the Jets' gross backfield. And that's about it for any fantasy-related guys.
Gotcha. Awesome. So, again, the big surprises, Sermon and Moss. Singletary got bumped up into my top 30 running backs. Definitely startable this week. And I want to know what happened with Sermon and who's the number 2, because I do think whoever's running number 2, whether that's Hasty, whether that's Mitchell, will have some decent room to burn later in that game. So that's a Hail Mary type of play if you need it.
What's up, Mitch?
Welcome back. Mitch, so good to see you, brother, as always.
Classic second line, Swift or Julio in the flex, half-point PPR.
I'm going to go Julio there. The corners for the Falcons, I think their tallest one's 5'10", and he had a negative 20 grade in PFF coverage last year, and that's their number 1 Wolford or whatever. They're going to get just bombed all day. Yeah. I think Julio's going to eat, as is AJ Brown. So yeah, give me Julio there.
Cody Hoxie, Swift, or Mike Davis? I like Mike Davis today.
I like Mike Davis there as well. Yeah, I'm not opposed to Swift this week, but give me Davis in that one.
Soon, Superflex, half PPR, Dalton, Beasley, or Landry. I wonder what league this is.
That's pretty hideous. Is this our dynasty?
I think it's our dynasty league.
I think so too. Usually the quarterback's the edge there, but Dalton against the Rams, that might be a second half benching. I probably go Landry here. Dude, your team sucks.
So Ryan Hegarty, he needs to drop one of Marquez Callaway, Javonte Williams, Myles Gaskin, Jalen Waddle, James White, Tony Jones, Elijah Moore to pick up a defense. He asked me this earlier today. I said Tony Jones, but he is a Kamara owner, so I see like the handcuff point. But
Right.
Let's probably still drop Jones.
I think Jones is the drop here. Yeah, unless like you're certainly not dropping Javonte Will. Unless it's probably Tony Jones. Unless you don't need James White, like you're never going to end up using him, type of thing. You could drop James White as well, but any of those other guys I want on my team.
What about Waddle?
I don't want to drop Waddle. I want to see what Waddle does. All these rookie receivers like have a lot of juice, and one of these guys will be droppable in the next couple of days, or next couple of weeks as we see how the season goes. But I would say it's either White or Tony Jones, depending on do you ever have to use White, and if not, then drop him. Otherwise, it's Jones.
He does have Damian as a starting running back, so
like when are you going to ever put Damian and James White in? So I'd probably drop White there.
Tunes, Herbert or Stafford?
I like Stafford, I think, this week. I'm a little bit lower on Herbert for week 1 just because Washington, a good defense. They're on the road. I don't know, though. Like the Bears have a good defense. Let me see where I have these guys ranked.
You have Stafford 11, Herbert 12.
Of course. I do. And that's what my gut was telling me. I had Stafford a little bit higher, and I do. So give me Stafford. Oh, you have the 2 screens and everything right there, CJ,
3.
right? 3 screens. Good Lord. So I'll have to defer to you on some ranking questions.
Seamus, yes, the dance teacher's going to kill it this year. You guys are the best.
You're the best too, Seamus. Yeah, we talk about OG fans. Nobody was here before Seamus. Love you, Seamus.
He's just adding its full PPR.
Cool.
Toonberg, full PPR, pick 2 for the flex. Corey Davis, Callaway, Sermon, no more Sermon. Jamal Williams, Sanders or White. Corey Davis is the lock. And then,
I think Davis is the lock here. And then, I don't know. I don't really love any of these other options. So I'd probably go Callaway and just hope for the boom. I know I said I'm scared of Jair, but at that point, unless you just know you want some safe points, White I feel like White always scores on the opening weekend. It just is it happens for whatever reason. So it could be him, but I like Davis and Callaway here. That's kind of how I'd play this one. What do you think?
Yeah, Davis is the lock, and then I kind of do like White as they'll be I feel like the playbook's just going to be so easy for Mac this week, especially the next few weeks.
Yeah, they'll keep it
I feel safe with White.
So safe is with White, upsides with Callaway. I lean Davis, Davis Callaway. CJ leans Davis White. Tunes there.
Shade 721 standard scoring need 1 running back and a flex. Montgomery, Harris, Gaskin, Mike Davis, Higgins, and Chenault.
So my favorite, I think it's standard scoring, so no PPR. I think I'm going Monty and Harris. Harris is my favorite one, but I like Montgomery versus Davis is kind of tricky because there's nobody else there in Atlanta. And Montgomery is in a tough spot tonight against the Rams. I think my gut's kind of telling me Harris Davis here. What do you think of that, CJ?
I'm thinking Montgomery Davis.
Yeah,
I like T Higgins too.
The Higgins is down there as well. Fuck, that's tough.
Standard though, I tend to go with running backs in standard.
Yeah, I might go Harris Higgins. Those are my 2 guys this week. I love those guys. It is riskier though. Harris, I know you're not quite as high as I am on him, I guess. But I'm gonna go Harris Higgins. What do you think of that, CJ?
Montgomery Davis.
Montgomery Davis. All righty. We will see. Let us know what you decide. That's a tough one, Shades. I have all those guys right near each other. Very interesting there. All righty, guys. Just as a reminder, too, that thumbs up button. We're almost at 50. Would be awesome to get there for the likes. We've had over 60 viewers this entire time, which is awesome to have live. We really appreciate that. Keep the questions coming in. But that thumbs up button, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and of course, any shares. I know some of you guys would drop this into fantasy football groups that you're in the past, and that would always help us out a lot as well. So just consider doing that again this year.
Josh Hitchcock, Henderson, or Callaway full PPR?
I'm probably going to go Henderson here. I'm going to go Henderson, I think. I don't love him, but I'm worried about that Jair shadow for Callaway.
I'm fading Callaway big time this week. Ricky Blaze. Ricky Blaze.
Yeah.
and Richie Blaze. Jerry Judy or Corey Davis?
I like I like Judy, but Davis is a really sexy spot today too. I'm gonna go Judy there, but it's close. It's very close.
Seamus, Corey Davis, or Elijah Moore?
I'm going to go with Davis, a little bit safer. We've seen it. We already know he has that great rapport going with Zach Wilson. I mean, 10 targets on 13 routes run was absurd this preseason. So, yeah, give me Davis there. If Moore outscores him, that wouldn't shock me at all. I think Moore's more of the alpha, and Davis is more like that 1B, that Eric Decker type. That's how I think that plays out this year. But ultimately, we've already seen Davis do it. We know he has a good rapport. So I'm going to go with Davis there, Seamus.
Mike Clay, Flex Callaway, Davis, Henderson, Tyson.
I think I'm going to go Tyson here. If it's full PPR, I'll lean Davis. But otherwise, I'd go Tyson myself.
Eric Underwood in Michigan.
Oh, nice. Some people telling us, oh, wow. So we're probably going to have a shitload more questions. We'll have to keep ripping through these.
Zavi from Ida, Saquon, Clyde, or Cup in the flex.
I'm going to go Cup. I love Cooper. I love those. Full PPR. That gives you a good way to see like what's the deal with Saquon. That's a good guy to bench him for.
Giuseppe's in Jersey.
Nice, Jeff.
Rusty B is Michael Carter, the Jets running back to roster.
I always picture Giuseppe just like in Italy for some reason.
It's in Jersey, same thing. Sopranos.
Yeah, right. I think he is. If there is like Coleman's the starter, so this week like I'm going to go Coleman if I'm playing somebody. I think long term Carter does have the most upside, but I don't know. It's not like a backfield I need to have a running back in either. But if I had to pick one, it would be Carter, but I don't feel like amazing. I don't need him on my roster either.
Mike Clay, Flex Tyson, Jacoby, Waddle, Davis.
I would go with Tyson there. If it's full PPR again, I think Davis is going to make a good argument, but I like Tyson this week.
Preston Classat, Flex, full PPR, Debo, Robbie Anderson, Corey Davis, or LaVisca. I kind of like Robbie Anderson there.
I think I like Robbie too, but Davis is really creeping up on him, in my opinion, especially in full PPR. Like he has far less target competition this week than like Anderson has DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall, whereas Corey Davis is just him and Moore. Like everybody else
and Christian McCaffrey too.
Well, yeah, and Christian McCaffrey, of course, like the biggest hog of all. So I think I'm feeling Corey Davis. I'm looking at my rankings. I have Anderson a little higher, but I'm going to bump him down to put my money where my mouth is. And I'm going to bump Corey Davis of it, especially in full PPR, Preston. I like Corey Davis there.
Rob King, Corey Davis, or Boyd in PPR? Corey Davis.
I think Corey Davis, yeah. I'm looking at my things. I have Dave Boyd a little higher, but I'm bumping him down. I like Davis a lot this week. I'm feeling good about him.
Tunes with his Herbert and Stafford league. Hurts is on the waiver wire. Should he drop Gerald Everett to start Hurts?
Yes. Yes, you should. Hurts is getting Atlanta this week. He's going to put up like 60 points.
I feel like that'd just be such an annoying spot to be in where like you have Hurts, Herbert, and Stafford every week. You have to trade like two of them.
Right. But this is the week to play Hurts against Atlanta. Like, come on. Oh, yeah. I'm in.
Tunes, Marvin Jones, or T. Higgins in the flex. I already have CD and Godwin. Kill it for me. I also have Terrace Marshall and Logan Thomas.
Oh, it's Higgins. It doesn't really matter. I appreciate the context because it does help us out in terms of like if you're an underdog, that stuff. I love it. But Higgins either way, no matter what situation you're in. Love Higgins this week. Chavez
is calling in from KC today.
Love it. Love it. Good luck to you. I think, are you going to the game, Mitch? I know you mentioned you had tickets. If I'm not mistaken, that place is going to be rocking.
Greg Shirkin, Gaskin or Pittman, full PPR?
I'm going to go Gaskin.
I like Pittman. I like Pittman
full PPR. Pittman, you're big into Pittman today, huh? I like it, but I'm gonna go Gaskin myself.
Jesse Dodson, the fourth. Tyler Boyd, Judy, Jacoby, or Marquez Callaway, full PPR.
I like Judy the most here. I go Judy, then I go Boyd. But I like all those guys. I mean, they're all great receivers, but give me Judy.
How much of a hit does Allen Robinson take with the matchup?
It's tough. I mean, Ramsey definitely have to account for it. But it's still Allen Robinson. Like, he can get it done.
Marco Escobar, thanks for the football guide again. Best $10 I've ever spent. Would you
Thank
do
you.
Ayuk or Robbie Anderson this week?
Appreciate your kind words, Marco, and your support as well of the site. Really, really appreciate that, bud. I'm going to go Ayuk here. I'm kind of talking myself lower on Robbie Anderson. That's going to be – I think that situation is going to resemble the Bucs in that, like, people are going to blow up quite often, other than the fact that they don't have Tom Brady, they have Sam Darnold at quarterback, too.
Say,
so it's like a lesser situation of the Bucs, like a lot of mouths to feed. It might be tricky to know which receiver is going to go off any given week. But I like going Ayuk here for sure.
13 JBLN, OBJ, Elijah Moore, Rondo Moore for the wide receiver 2 spot.
I'm going to go Moore here. The 2 Moores. I'm going to go Elijah Moore. I really like him with everybody else out, and I just think he's going to be a player. I'm going to go Moore.
Get some Zach Moss news, as we said.
Yep. A lot of people coming in. So as we said, Singletary up into my top 30 running backs, certainly worth considering as a starter. But yeah, I'll go. It depends. You just let us know if you have Singletary questions.
Laura Klein, who's better, Taylor Swift or Katy Perry?
The hard hitting questions here. I'm not a diehard of either. I think Taylor Swift's old stuff is awesome. Like, I used to love her like country music, so I'll go Taylor Swift. But Katy Perry did have a couple bangers back in the day too. What do you think of this one, CJ?
Yeah, it's a little washed up. I feel like I'm going Katy Perry.
Katy Perry, that was a pretty good halftime show. I'll give her that too. I like Katy Perry. She's got some hits. All the sharks coming out. I like that one.
Can Roto Street afford to get CJ a better camera?
After all those guide sales, we'll send one pronto over to CJ. I agree. We want that smile, all the emotions pouring out of him. That's such a great. I'm feeling amazing today.
I'm great. Cole Kids 31, Mike Davis or Julio with the flex?
I
feel like Julio's been forgotten about since he wasn't really participating in anything.
I like Julio Jones there. I go there. Who is this Lord Clyde bringing the heat?
Will Deante be single forever?
Oh yeah, he needs to be single. I don't know who could. Maybe he'll find he'll find a Wolfpack member. Maybe you can marry him, Laura Klein. Deante is a stud, but that stud's a single soul for sure.
Mike Clay, Trey Sermon's inactive.
Yep, we saw that. Again, the one follow-up on that is, do you think like Elijah Mitchell's worth like a little stash right now just to see what happens? Like, he's the number 2, you know?
I'm going to tweet Sermon and see if, not actually tweet at him, but let me see if there's anything on him.
Hey, Trey, what's going on? Why are you benched today? I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, CJ, I'll hit some questions while you're looking that up. Let me know if you find anything. Because that is a weird situation.
Yeah, it just says, so I guess Sermon worked the scout team this week, so it sounds like he's in the doghouse. But one of their beat writers said, so for the 49ers are running back, it's Mostert, Elijah Mitchell, and JaMychal Hasty. So Mitchell was second. I
think Mitchell might be worth if you have some bench trash. I might cut like Le'Veon Bell. I don't know. Like I have him hanging around my roster just to see what happens. But if he doesn't play this week, he's kind of useless. I'd rather might see what Mitchell does. I don't know. Intriguing for sure.
Intriguing that he was on scout team all week too.
Yeah, what the fuck had happened there? And did anybody tell us that? Like, why is this coming out Sunday? Why did we not know that Trey Sermon was on the scout team and in the doghouse till an hour before kickoff? Like, what?
Actually,
good reporting.
Yeah, when I run through these, and I'll see what our guy Grant Cohn had to tweet about it. I'm sure he had some picks.
Yeah, check out what Cohen says, and I'll rip through these. Mr. Nardella, welcome to the show. Singletary, Tyson, or Devonta Williams. You got Saquon and Miles Sanders looking for a flex play. I like Tyson there. I think this week he's going to get, like the beat writer said, he's going to have every opportunity to show he's the guy. The lead horse in this Roman offense has always been a beast. I think you're getting a nice 90 and a TD out of Tyson, and he's just a little bit safer workload-wise than the other two. Standard flex, pick one, Allen Robinson, Callaway, Chenault, Michelle, Tony. Limit your fucking questions. You know Tony Jones isn't in the same conversation as Allen Robinson, David. Come on. You guys don't need to list out your entire rosters. You know better than this, David. You've been a longtime fan. Come on. I expect better etiquette out of you. I'm gonna go Robinson here. If you were really nervous and wanted to bench him, I'd go Chenault as my number 2. but I got to stick with A-Rob. I don't know. It's such a tough conversation. My brother was texting me about it too, like benching A-Rob. Like, what are your thoughts on that, CJ? Because I know in the end of the last year, we always play your studs, but like Russell Wilson sucked. And then fucking like, what's his name? Who blew? Keenan Allen sucked. Like the stick with your studs.
That
is always tricky.
The Keenan one was that injury, that like weird Sunday night or Thursday night injury though, when he like didn't
Thursday
practice all
night,
week and then
it was bad.
I usually am. Just because I'm a puss, I would never bench Allen Robinson. I just can't do it.
These guys just aren't good enough, I don't think, to bench him. Like if you had Cooper Kupp or something, okay, but I don't think I'm benching him for Chenault now. Are you back, CJ? You still looking up news?
Oh, I'm back now.
right.
Brandon, I haven't nothing.
Nothing from Grant Cohen, our guy.
Cohen didn't even tweet one thing about it.
The hell, Cohen? Come on, I have his phone number. I can text him. I should actually text him. What's going on with Trey Sermon, dude? Like, I don't know. That's fucking weird. That's really weird.
Brandon Yoder, what's up, fellas? Checking in from BFE, India. Oh, India.
Nice. Wow, look at us. We're all over the place.
Got stacked receiver in an auction draft. Got to sit one of these: Jefferson, Allen, Diggs, McLaurin. Cheers.
Holy hell, Yoder, you did get stacked. I'm probably benching. So you're locking in Diggs. You're locking in Jefferson. So it comes down to Terry or Keenan. I have him 10 and 11. I have Terry at 10 and Keenan 11. I'll go Terry there, though. No Curtis Samuel. I think he's going to get peppered. So give me Terry there. What do you think about Terry versus Keenan?
I'm probably benching McLaurin there. I like Keenan a lot this week.
Tough call, Brandon.
Are you stashing Diami Brown, by the way?
Not anywhere right
now.
Him a lot. I love the player. I'm intrigued to see what he does with Samuel. This is a good audition time for him. I like that call, CJ. He's an interesting stash for sure.
Noah Pringle, Gesicki or Cooper?
Let me hold on. I lost my place for a sec. Gesicki or Hooper? I go Gesicki. He's Tua loves targeting those tight ends. So yeah, give me Gesicki there.
Need one of Paris Campbell, Terrace Marshall, Ertz, Jawan Johnson, I think it is. Deontay Harris or Michael Carter?
I go Marshall here. I like Marshall out of all those guys. I think he's going to find the end zone today.
Jose Vega, Miles Sanders, Kareem Hunter, Melvin Gordon, full PPR.
I like Miles Sanders there. The Atlanta matchup, they're decent as a run D, but there's going to be some points to be had there. So give me that.
I think you're just talking yourself into that at this point.
The owner bias. I had to add that to every tweet about him because I did not like him coming into the year, and I just somehow ended up with him in a bunch of leagues. So
my cousin texted me during the draft, and I didn't get to his question in time before he drafted, and he was like, "Oh, hit Miles Sanders because I saw he was so high up in your rankings." That's
just not pretty big.
Dylan, Tunyon or Higbee half PPR?
Love Tunyon. Tunyon's. Tight end so boom or bust. Go with the tight end that has he's had 30-point days. And the Saints were really bad against tight ends last year. I do like both of those guys a lot. I am a big Higbee fan, but I like Tunyon there. What do you think about that one, CJ?
Yeah, I mean Tunyon's obviously going to fall down to earth, but I like him in that spot. Thomas Medina, Que Paso Lobo. Cheers from Pennsylvania. Getting the beers cold. Herbert or Matt Ryan?
Where'd you come up with Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
That's a flag.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe, but my computer says PA for some reason.
Yeah, that's Panama. Right. That's the Panama flag right there. Okay, so you're not seeing the same thing as me.
Yeah, no, I didn't get the emoji for some reason.
Tomas is from Panama, and I don't know the Panama flag. I just know Thomas is tuned in a couple times. Getting the beers cold. I love to hear it, Tomas. I think we need to crack something here, CJ. You drinking it all this morning?
Just a little iced coffee.
Yeah, that's all I have is coffee and water right now. But I do think it might be time for the boys to crack. And we call this the tailgate. We got to have some sort of beer to rep. So, yeah, you've inspired me, Tomas. I'm going to be right back. CJ, hit Gibbons for us, and I'll give you my answer as well.
Yep. Chris Gibbons, DJ Moore, Deante Johnson, or Mostert, PPR, pick two of them. I would lock Mostert into every lineup right now.
Oh, yeah.
And between DJ Moore and Deante Johnson, Wolf did talk about kind of fading the Panthers receiver, so I think I'd go Deante there.
All righty. And CJ, I'm in lockstep. I heard what you were saying there. Mostert's got to be locked in. And then I've never been a big DJ Moore fan. Like week to week, he's been tough to figure out. He should be more consistent. I love the player, but his role is so tough to figure out. Deante Johnson, meanwhile, 10 targets, like on lockdown every single time. So especially full PPR, I'm going Deante. I'm going Mostert. I'm with you there, CJ.
Cool Whip missed the answer to which garbage tight end are we streaming? Hooper, Everett, Croft, or Conklin?
To me, it comes down to Everett or Croft. I do like Conklin too, but I think Croft has like sneaky big upside this year. Wilson and him had the 2 touchdowns in that first preseason game. I like Croft. I do. I'd probably roll the dice there and just see what happens. But Everett with like Russell Wilson is also very intriguing too. I have Everett higher. He's like the safer play. But especially if it means you have to like drop Everett, I'd rather see what Everett does on the season over Croft. So give me Everett, but my gut really is screaming Croft today. But I'll go Everett there.
Fraser McDonald, another flag that I can't see. Let's go.
I think that's Scotland flag, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just see. Why don't I have these emojis? It's just a black flag on my screen. Anton Montez, half PPR, Ayuk or Chanel?
I'm going to go Ayuk there, but man, it's close. Cracking a little Treehouse King Julius today. My favorite beer of all time, number 1. I've been saving this one for week 1, and I'm going to enjoy this one with the Wolfpack here. Look at this, just orange juice in a glass. Just delicious. Treehouse makes the best beers that I've ever had. I'll let that settle for a second, and I cannot wait to dive in.
Justin Holmes, full PPR, Ekeler or Darrell Henderson? Ekeler.
Yeah, it's Ekeler, definitely. Full PPR, even more of a lock. I'm not worried about the workload. They said he's a full go. I like it.
Novice Snake DraftKings draft. Who's QB1?
Mahomes. Yeah. Patty. Get Patty boy in there for sure.
Giuseppe, Miami D or Seattle D?
I like Seattle more. I think I don't like either of those. In fact, if I'm streaming defenses, and I think we should always do this as a segment, like what defenses to stream. I don't hate the Panthers, but I do think Wilson's going to light it up. I think the Vikings are a sneaky matchup. They've got a good D line. The Bengals line, the offensive line is atrocious. I think I like Miami. I like Minnesota more than either of those guys if they're out there, and that's an option for you, Giuseppe.
Jeremy Anderson, Mike Davis, or Tyson? Mike Davis for me.
That's close. I do go Mike Davis though. I have Davis 17, Tyson 20.
You should probably grab like 4 balls or so too, 4 or 5.
Yeah, Davis is going to be the horse there.
Harish Santam, Marcus Callaway or Devonta Smith?
I like Devonta a lot more, especially full PPR. He's going to be getting open at will against that Atlanta team. So yeah, give me Devonta.
SJ, I think that might be Seamus. Tyson Williams, Damian Harris or Callaway, pick 2.
Is that Seamus? Seamus from the Raptors?
I think so.
I like Harris a lot this week. I'm very high on him. I have RB15, about 5 spots higher than the ECR. So I'm going to go Harris there. But if you weren't feeling it, you got to pick 2 of them. I'll go both running backs, Harris and Tyson there.
Mitch Chavez, Zadori Jackson active for the Giants?
Good question. You want to look that one up, and I'll hit some questions and just let us know once you have it. Austin, Ekeler with the hammy issues or Gibson, full PPR? I'd probably dodge the hammy if I can. I mean, Gibson's unbelievable. So I know full PPR, that's Eckler's jam, but Gibson's so damn good. Like, who else do you have in front of them, Anthony? Because that's like, how do you not have them at least in the flex, you know? That's you must have a stacked backfield.
Dory is expected to play.
Dory expected to play. They're 4:00 games, so we won't really know until later anyways. Schneider, Mike Williams, Sammy Watkins, or Terrace Marshall. I like Williams there, Mike W. And I know you probably do too, right?
Week 1 Watkins, though?
Week 1 Watkins is always a low up risk, but I'm going to go Mike Williams there.
Yeah, I'm going Mike Williams. Campanelli, what's the beer of choice today? Is the Silent Assassin crushing the seltzers again this week?
Go get a drink, CJ.
Would.
Go get a drink.
Oh, actually, I have my new Shipyard pumpkin seltzers.
Ooh, yeah, go get one of those. Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, it's actually the exact same thing as pumpkin, except it's just like not 500 calories. Keep the figure in shape.
Yeah, that's why you look so swole these days. Mike Davis or Robbie Anderson in the flex? I'm going to go Davis over Anderson there, fella. Just a more guaranteed workload. After long hibernation, the Wolf's Den. Glad to see the boys are back. Hell yeah, brother. Great to see you too, Mike. Pick a defense for me. Chargers versus Washington. Steelers versus Buffalo. Jags versus Houston. Packers at New Orleans. or Seahawks Colts versus each other. Ooh, tough stuff here, Mike. And again, I like the Vikings the most of the streamer D, but they must be gone. I think I'm going to go Packers. I think they could turn Jameis over a couple times today. So I'm going to go Packers there. Yeah, cheers. Look at that. The Shipyard Pumpkin Seltzer. Nice. Cheers. But yeah, the beer of choice is King Julius, David. I forgot to answer you, by Treehouse. One of my absolutely favorite beers of all time. It is so damn good. Do I start Saquon Barkley or Juju? I'm going to go Saquon there. Just start your stud. As we said earlier, Rap Sheet did say he has a workload concern, but at the other times he said that Ekeler saw 16 targets and Christian McCaffrey had 25 touches and had 2 touchdowns and 150. So the matchup's worrisome with Denver. I don't think he's going to come out and do that, Barkley, but I still put him over Juju. All righty.
This Slory, need one PPR flex, Williams, Rager, Paris Campbell, Tevin Coleman.
I'm going to go Williams there as well. Tevin Coleman's the next one up as the starter. I think you could find the end zone today, but I like Mike there. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm staying with Mike. Turbo Duran, Raiders 1.
Cool.
Cash's stylist, Cooper Kupp or David Montgomery, full PPR.
I got to go Kupp there, full PPR. I like Montgomery, but if I have an option like that, I'll do Cooper for sure.
Laura Klein again, half-point PPR, Callaway or Tyson.
I like your other questions better, Laura. I'm going to go Tyson there. I like the running back this week. Season long, I prefer Callaway, but for right now, this week, give me Tyson. Callaway, I am nervous with Jair.
Mike Diffick, Cooks or Callaway?
Give me Cooks there. That awful Jag secondary. I think Cooks could get deep on him.
Michael Schneider from my other team, start one of these. Sutton, Cooks, Chenault, Marshall.
It comes down to Sutton or Chenault for me. I don't know if you have my rankings right up there, CJ, who I have between.
Chenault 33, Cooks 34, and who is it now?
Sutton
39.
I have Sutton at 39. That's too low. I don't know why I have him down there that far. I'm going to bump him up real quick. So you have
Levitska one spot over Cooks.
So I bumped Sutton up to 35, but I still go Chenault there.
Just to make it more difficult for yourself.
Right, exactly. But I'm going to go Chenault there.
Justin Hambrick, Judy or Ayuk?
I like Ayuk there. I like Ayuk.
Omar, Wolf CJay, we're here. Week 1, let's go. Full PPR, Swift and Mike Davis. You go Mike Davis.
You go Swift over Mike? Yeah.
No, Mike. I'm going Mike over Swift.
Okay, yeah, me too. I agree with you on that one. I like Mike Davis there.
Todd Exotic. Good morning, fellas.
Great to see you, Todd. Yes.
In the PNW, which QB should I start, Sunshine or Herbert? I got a feeling about Lawrence. I also tend to think illogically on Sunday mornings. Best of luck.
I always think Sunshine is Herbert himself because of the long hair. I'm going to go Herbert, though. I'm not into, yes, the matchup with Houston, gorgeous for Trevor Lawrence, but I think they're going to pound the rock. Remember how bad Houston's run D was? They were the worst in the league last year. I think Robinson's going to get all the work he can handle. The less that Lawrence has to do, I think, is what they're going to try to make that offense. He might throw a couple bombs there, but I'm going to go with Herbert there.
Riley, half PPR, need a wide receiver and a flex. Judy, Sanders, Ayuk, Boyd, Chenault.
I am going to – so you need 2 here. I like Judy the most. And then I don't know if Sanders is Miles Sanders or Emmanuel. Half PPR. I'd probably go Judy and Ayuk there. That's where I'm leaning.
Robert Malcolm, Ekeler, start or sit? Most
likely start. I mean, you got to let me know what the other option is, Robert, but full go, full PPR. Eckler's going to probably have a day. Now, of course, you could aggravate something and be out quarter 1. That would suck. But unless you have a really good other option, I think you're starting him.
Wait, I just lost you. Carlos, 23, full PPR. Should I start my 2 flex spots? Singletary, Cooks, or Marvin Jones?
I am going to go Singletary and Marvin Jones for that one. I think I have Cooks higher than Marvin Jones, though. Let me see.
Yeah, I'd probably go Singletary, Cooks, I think.
Yeah.
I'm down Jags this week, except for
the one thing I'm worried about with Cooks is like, what if they just run the ball 45 times and like
with their 45 different running backs,
and like Cooks like has 3 catches for like 20 yards, like that's what makes me nervous there. So I'm gonna go Singletary. I'm kind of talking myself out of Cooks in a lot of these. I think I'm gonna bump him down. I like Marvin Jones. I think Marvin Jones is gonna get a deep ball today. I'm bumping Cooks down today. The more I talk about it, that's why I love this show, because I can like adjust the rankings as we go and see what I really think when the push comes to shove.
Kahlua PvP, Terrier Ayuk PPR, and do I bench Saquon for Gaskin or Harris?
I would bench him for Harris, and I would go Terry. Harris is a good enough option to not have to deal with the Saquon risk and headache potential.
Omar, my running backs are Ekeler, Barkley, Damian Harris, Swift, Tyson Williams. Sit one of these.
I like to sit, I think Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting Swift of those options, Omar. Good running backs. Damn.
Mike LaRocca, Ayuk or Callaway, as well as Gaskin or Harris.
I'm going Ayuk for sure. That Jair one, Jair's shadow definitely is sketchy to me. And then Gaskin or Harris, I'm going to go Harris for sure. That's where I lean. Just a reminder, guys, all these rankings can be found at roadstreetjournal.com. I'm going to update them. I'm updating them as we do the show. I'll publish those in about 15 minutes. We'll sign off at about 12:50. So we're getting close to the speed round. We're up to 50 likes. You can keep that as high as we've ever got. Keep it going, guys. More likes on YouTube as well. It looks like we got a ton of questions coming in from there, which is awesome. Thank you again so much, Wolfpack. We're getting ready for a speed round in a second.
Logan, Devonta Smith, or Chase Edmonds?
That's one where the show scoring really would be important, but I like Edmonds. I think that game's going to be fast-paced. I think he's going to catch a bunch of balls and maybe find his way into the end zone. Tennessee gave the 4th most to running backs last year.
Nappy, Hunter Swift, PPR.
I go Swift there. I think a more guaranteed workload.
Laura Klein, will Deante ever get a date?
Probably not. But he deserves it because he's a big fucking stud. Love the kid.
Jake Conisberg, LaVisca, Odell, or Singletary?
I'm going to go Visca there. I like Visca a lot.
Hey, guys, another season. Glad to see you guys. Hawkinson or Jonnu?
Love to see you too, Jair. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go Hawkinson. I know it's a tough matchup with San Fran, but he's going to see 130 targets this year. I will
say Hannibal is huge on Jonnu this year.
Really? Okay.
Nick Van Der Werken. Najee
Van Der Werken. I used to teach with this guy. What up, Nick? The best. He's one of the best teachers I've ever worked with.
Najee or Damien?
Najee. Come on. V, you're smarter than that. You don't have to ask about Najee. He's your first-round pick for a reason. I do love Damian Harris, but especially in full PPR, Najee is going to catch a ton of balls. You got to go Najee there. But I do love D. Harris, so let me know who else you might be able to get onto the bench, but not for Najee.
Brett Fernandez wants to know about Ekeler or Mike Davis.
I would go Ekeler still. Unless it's a standard league, then definitely Davis. But if there's any type of PPR points, I'm going to go Ekeler.
Memopolis, I got Josh Jacobs as my RB2. Is that a good choice? No.
I'm not a big fan of but I'm not a fan of Jacobs. And we could be wrong. He's a good player, but I just am worried about the line, the workload, the overall offense. Like, not good vibes for me with Josh Jacobs this year.
Kevin Hanna, Devin Singletary, Corey Davis, full PPR.
I'm going to still go Davis. I know Singletary's intriguing with Moss out, but Davis, full PPR, and all those receivers out, give me him.
Steven Grides, hey guys, thanks for the help. Pick 2 of these full PPR: Josh Jacobs, Henderson, Saquon, Tyson.
I'm going to go Saquon and Tyson are my 2 choices there. Some love from Sean Miller. We love you back. Thank you, brother.
Love from J Mars.
Love the Bev boys. There we go, man. Love the hometown boys as well.
Brian, don't stop. Who should I start, Waddle or Hollywood?
I would go. I mean, they don't really have much else to throw to there with Baltimore, and the Raiders have one of the worst secondaries in the league. I like Hollywood. I'm going to go Hollywood there.
J Mars, standard, Henderson, Robbie Anderson, Myers.
Standard league does take a little bit out of Myers. You got to go for the touchdown. You got to go for Anderson, in my opinion.
Myers has never scored a touchdown in the NFL. Justin Myers, half-point PPR. Julio, Lockett, Juju.
Got to go Julio there. Lockett's intriguing too, but I think I'm going to go Julio myself. I have Julio at 12 lock it at 15. So yeah, give me Julio this week.
Josh Jamel, Higgins, or Carson at the flex, full PPR.
I'm gonna go Higgins. Chris Carson is a beast though. Indy has a great run D, full PPR. Give me Higgins. I'm all in on him this week.
Derek Just, full PPR. Chark, Russ Gage.
Give me Gage, safer workload in a full PPR league. Chark could go long for a 50-yard bomb. Would suck if that happens to you, but give me Gage there.
CL Sports Card, should I start A-Rob or Mostert in the flex?
Mostert, yeah, with no Sermon especially, like he's going to absolutely eat. I think CJ, it's 12:38. I might have to gear up for the speed round because I know we have to get out of here.
Yeah, we have about like 40 questions left. Just run through it.
I'm going to just speed round this, rip through as many as I can. If there's any other news, why don't you check that, CJ? If there's any other crazy inactives like we've already gotten early, again, Singletary, the only horse there for the Bills, and then also Trey Sermon, like maybe Mitchell is an intriguing stash to see how that all plays out. But let's rapid fire here. Pittman, Singletary, Marshall. I'm going to protect it to lose, and you need upside. I think Pittman might have the highest ceiling of all these guys, Twan. So I would go with him, Anthony Nardella. Kenny Galladay or Keenan Allen. Come on, that's Keenan Allen. Like, that's too easy. Derek Just, full PPR, Chark or Gage. You just asked that, and I'm going to go Gage myself. What up, Craig? Week 1. Love to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Less who should I drop questions and more start-sit questions, just in my opinion. Hey, we'll let people get in whatever they need. Appreciate all the interaction. Get out of here, Chris, with your policing of our comments. Quinn, Mike Davis, CEH, or Daryl Henderson. You need 2. You're benching Henderson there, in my opinion, Quinn. Todd Exotic, thumbs up. Thumbs up to you, brother. You're the man. D Swift or Myers, full PPR. I love Myers today. I'll go with that. I do like Swift a lot in full PPR too, but give me Myers. Shared to my fantasy group page. Thank you so much, Mitch. We appreciate that type of interaction. Awesome stuff. What are your favorite player prop locks for today? Let me pull up the Instagram page, and we'll show those in just a second because CJ had a great list of some awesome player props that you guys should all see. Craig Sarno, need 1 receiver and 1 flex. Montgomery, Debo, Robbie, Deante, T. I love T. Got to lock him in there. And then I think I'm going to lock in Deante as well, especially if a full PPR. If it's half or standard, Montgomery needs some consideration, but give me T and Deante of those guys. Full PPR and flex, we already answered that one. Please don't ask your question a million times. We're going to get to it. Otherwise, we're going to stop answering your questions, Derek. Start Boyd, Corey Davis, or Judy. I'm going to go Judy there. Mitch Chavez, especially when you said full PPR. I think Judy's going to have himself a day. Gage Callaway, David Montgomery. I'm going to go David Montgomery there, Jim E. Claypool, E. Moore, Tyson Williams. I'm going to go to Tyson. I think he's going to have a big day. Flex Callaway or Harris? Definitely Harris if you're talking about Damian Harris. Currently there at Arrowhead connected to Wi-Fi. I love it. Live at the stadium and streaming the boys. That's what I love to hear, Mitch. Have a blast at that opening day. What a great game that's going to be. I can't wait to see how that one goes down. And we need Kelsey to go nuts, Mitch Chavez. Send him all the good vibes. I am in a huge hole, and I need Travis Kelsey to do some work. Down big to Cooper owner. Good. I love this context, Marcos. You're a RSJ original. You know the deal. Corey Davis, Ayuk, or Carson. When you need upside, half PPR. Ayuk probably has the highest ceiling there to go like 120 and 2 on some long bombs. But I'd probably go Ayuk if you're down big. Please help on the flex, Callaway or Harris. It's going to be Harris for me there. Francisco, what's good? Back from Thursday. Love to see you. Callaway's upside. I mean, he's got a huge upside because he's like the number 1 there, but against Jair Alexander, I think that's really going to limit him. So I would play LaVisca over him for sure. And appreciate you being here again. Harris or Edmonds, I'm going Harris there, Sean. Really big into him. Let's go, Wolf. Let's go 909 Orbits. Great to see you. Starting 2 of those guys, I'm going to go Mike Davis, and I think I'm going to go Visca over Swift. That's close, though. Very close. Callaway, not for me this week. I think Jair, that's a tough test. If he beats Jair, then we know like he's an alpha that you start every single week. That's going to be intriguing to see. Benched A-Rob. Do you think of benching Zeke, who shit the bed? All right, Chris, good luck. I get it. Like, I can see the worry. So, yeah. I love that you're trusting your gut, man. That I respect it. Derek, I already answered that one. Derek, come on, be better. I hope there's an apology somewhere in here, Derek. There's other people trying to get their questions in too. Waddle or Hollywood Brown? We answered that one. Hollywood Brown, guys. just some of these guys is your first time here. So just a reminder, we will get to as many questions or every question. Asking your question a million times is the quickest way to piss me off. And we'll keep note of that for the future if it continues to happen. Diami Brown, what about him? Could go nuts with no Curtis Samuel, an intriguing guy to start. Chris, I'm not pulling that comment up. Don't appreciate that type of commentary. Ayuk, Allen, Robinson, Mostert, Devonta Smith, Deante Johnson. I would go Mostert as a lock, and then I'm going to play Deante and Ayuk. I think I bench Allen Robinson in this one. I'm not going to start Odell unless you have no other good options. He makes me really nervous this week. I just lost my place. Flex Callaway or Harris. I'm going to go Damian Harris there. Derek just said first time here and asked this question again. So now he knows. We got you, Derek, but please don't continue to do that. Jamal Williams to carry the load. I don't know if that's a report, but I don't believe that at all. Unless that is, can you see if that's out there? CJ, something about Jamal Williams carrying the load.
Look.
909 just said that would be interesting, and that would certainly change my Swift ranking for sure. Deante Johnson, Myles Gaskin as your flex. Deante Johnson for sure in a full PPR, even better. Singletary or Gaskin. Moss is inactive. I'm still going Gaskin. Yeah.
Brad Evans tweeted 18 minutes ago, NFL Network reporting Jamal Williams will start and carry the load.
Good Lord. Thank you, 909 Orbits, for getting that on our radar. So Swift, I think we've said bench Swift in a lot of these anyways, but most of them that were close, because I wasn't that high on Swift, I would really make sure Swift is down there. Now, again, you never know. This is Brad Evans reporting what NFL Network says. You never know if that's going to be true or not, but that certainly doesn't give you confidence. So I will be adjusting my rankings as we go here. All right, I'm going to be on for another 2-3 minutes, and then I got to get my rankings set and get my last lineups in here. Saquon, Robbie Anderson. I'm going to go Saquon there. Sermon, OBJ. Well, Sermon's not playing the Bates, so hopefully you saw that, Bates. OBJ or Mooney. Oh, man. I think let's wait. If OBJ is playing and there's you at least can wait this one out because Mooney's the night game. So if OBJ is playing and there's no type of snap count, then I would go OBJ. If there's any talk about limited workload snap counts, then you go Mooney. But Sermon, you cross him off the list for this week. Trade away Keenan Allen for Woods and Thielen. Yes, I would do that. I love Woods, and Thielen has a lot of touchdown upside with no Irv Smith this year. Kareem Hunter, Jerry Judy. You're going Jerry Judy there, especially if you already have Chubb in the lineup. Kareem Hunter, Tyson. I'm going Tyson there. I think he has a big day on Monday night. OBJ, or Elijah Moore. I go Elijah Moore there. I love him this week. And I don't want to wait it out for OBJ. Tyson or LaVisca, I'm going to go Tyson, even if it is full PPR. I really like him. Would you trade Swift for Gibson? Absolutely. If I'm getting Gibson, I would do that deal in a heartbreak. Need your help, Barkley, Ekeler. Are they worth starting, or should I go Claypool? I would go with the 2 running backs and just see what happens. Boys need some help for flex. Robert Woods, Corey Davis, or Odell. It's got to be Robert Woods there. I love him all year and including this week. Full PPR, Higgins or Tyson. I think that's where I'll go Higgins myself. Julio, Deante, Ekeler in the flex PPR. I'm going to go Julio there, fella. I would lock him in. I think he's going to destroy those short corners. Darrell Henderson or Tyson Williams for Amanda Dean. I'm going to go Tyson Williams. I keep going him. Let's hope for a big game from him because I've gone him over a lot of some pretty good people here. Should I start Ekeler? Yes, he is playing, and I would start him. The early word is that he's going to have no limitations. He's going to be full go. So, yes, you should put that in there. Dame Roach, flex, start Boyd, Cooks, or Henderson. I like Boyd there. I like Tyler Boyd myself. Ekeler is playing, and he's going to be lined up. Yep. E-Moore or R-Moore. I go Elijah Moore if I have my choice of those 2 guys. Darrell Henderson or Callaway. I don't love Henderson, but I am worried about Jair Alexander, which is what Pally Shots is pointing out here. So I go with Henderson there. Chris Carson or Allen Robinson for flex. I'm going to go Carson there, Fausto. Down 23.5 because of Godwin. So you're with me on needing Kelsey. Let's go, Tunes. We definitely need some big Kelsey action. Happy PR, sit 1. Henderson, Davis, Mostert. I'm sitting Henderson there for sure. Awesome stuff. As always, guys, let's get these dubs. And we'll be back later to celebrate. That's a reminder. We do have the post-game tailgate after all the action right before the Sunday night game tonight. We'll go live for about 45 minutes, me and the truth, breaking down the game, the lessons learned. Week 1's always one of the craziest ones, too. So come on down later tonight. Tyson, Elijah Moore for DJ Johnson or Singletary. I'm going to go Tyson there. DJ. I like him a lot this week. WPE Dave, Jonnu Smith or Gesicki, full PPR. I like Gesicki. It does sound like our guy Hannibal loves Jonnu, but I'm going to go Gesicki there. Harris or Davis for the flex. I'm guessing it's Damian Harris, and I'm going to go Damian Harris over Mike Davis. It's close. I have to definitely adjust that now. Good luck, guys. Sad, yeah, the Swift stuff. That's crazy news.
Yeah. Tom Pelissero said that Jamal Williams will start.
Okay, very, very interesting. I'm gonna have to bump him up. It's against the 49ers though. Like I don't really want anybody now. I only was betting on Swift because of the talent. Like I'll bump Williams up a little bit, and Jamal Williams or Callaway. I might go Jamal Williams now. Tunes. Good question. Limited Saquon or Nyheim Hines? Go limited Saquon in that case. Singletary or Devonta? I'd go Devonta just for the juice. DiLorenzo. Unless you just want some safety, like Singletary should see about 15 touches or so. Keenan Allen for Woods and Thielen. I think you dominated that trade, Mohammed. Start Allen Robinson today, or my other boys, C. Edmonds or D. Henderson. I would go Allen. I would go Edmonds, I think. No, I'd go Allen Robinson over them. You're welcome, Pauly Shots. Thanks for coming in. Tyson, Coleman, or Mostert. Got to be Mostert by a mile, especially. It would have been him anyways, but especially with Sermon out. Mike Davis, Edmonds, LaVisca. I'm going to go Davis there. Jonnu Smith or Gesicki start. I'm going to go Gesicki. Standard sit one. Carson, Mike Davis, Tyson. I'd sit Tyson out of all those guys. Harris, Landry, or Pittman. Who should I put as my flex? I love Damian Harris this week, Pauly. Just saw a report that Williams would carry the load for the Lions. We're just seeing that too. So that's obviously going to impact any type of Swift sit starts. You got to be on the bench. Last one, Pitts or Goddard. Got to be Kyle Pitts, baby. Let's see what that rookie does. And that is all the questions, folks. Hopefully we got to your answer. That's all we're going to have time for. Thank you guys so much for being here, though. I will be here at 11 a.m. We'll be earlier next time. I had to get my lineups in ahead of time because of exactly what's happening right now. It's 12:50 and I have 10 minutes to get them in. So, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to update the rankings, publish those on rotostreetjournal.com. Best of luck. I hope you crush it. I hope you join us tonight at after the Red Zone tailgate today. Cheers, guys. Best of luck. CJ, best of luck. Any last words for the viewers?
Nope. Go Mac Jones.
Let's go, Pats, baby. See you guys. Have a great Sunday. Cheers to week one.